Everyone wants to be strong, but almost no one asks what strength actually means. Is it force? Is it fame? Is it always getting what you want? Nietzsche didn't think so. To him, true strength had nothing to do with dominating others, and everything to do with mastering yourself. Because weakness isn't a lack of muscle, it's a pattern, a loop. It's the moment you betray yourself, just to be liked. The way you stay silent when you know you're right. The 1,000 times you say yes when your gut screamed no. Nietzsche believed that every time you do this, every time you abandon your truth for approval, you fracture, you weaken, and slowly, quietly, you stop recognizing the person you are. So here's the brutal truth Nietzsche offers. You don't fix weakness by pretending to be confident. You don't fix it by faking status, looks, or charm. You fix it by facing the exact thing you keep running from, and choosing yourself. Anyway, the ancient Greeks had a word for this: arete. It meant excellence, not in comparison to others, but in alignment with your own highest self. Nietzsche revived this idea because he believed our society was teaching us the opposite: to become obedient, nice, harmless. But the soul doesn't thrive on safety. It thrives on will. It thrives on risk. It thrives on saying, I know what I am, and I will no longer apologize for it. And if this content is making sense to you, then click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Nietzsche noticed something disturbing. Most people weren't chasing truth. They were chasing comfort, chasing approval, chasing the illusion of virtue through suffering. He called it slave morality. See, when people can't rise above their pain, they start worshipping it. They call their helplessness humility. They call their fear goodness. They call their passivity wisdom. But Nietzsche saw through the mask. He said this kind of morality doesn't come from strength. It comes from resentment, from weakness pretending to be noble. It teaches you that power is evil, that confidence is arrogance, that desire is sin, and slowly, society trains you to hate the parts of yourself that could set you free. Your ambition, your instinct, your ability to say no. And so what do? You shrink. You dim your fire. You suppress every wild, untamed part of you just to fit in. But Nietzsche wasn't interested in fitting in. He was interested in truth. And the truth is, power is not evil, desire is not sin, and confidence is not a crime. In fact, he believed that until you reclaim these parts of yourself, you will always live someone else's life. You'll play a role, you'll recite the lines, you'll act the part of a good person, while secretly wondering why you feel so empty, because you weren't born to be liked. You were born to become you, not the polite version, not the obedient version, but the real one. And that real self, it doesn't care what the world says. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't kneel before the herd. It stands, even if it stands alone, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply this: refuse to abandon yourself. That refusal is strength. But here's where Nietzsche takes it deeper. He believed that most people's weakness isn't just physical. It's not even emotional. It's philosophical. You've been trained to think a certain way, to avoid tension, to seek validation, to live according to other people's ideas of right. And that's the real trap, because the moment you inherit someone else's truth, you begin to lose your own. Nietzsche called this the herd mentality. It's when you outsource your values, your thinking, your courage to the crowd. And suddenly, you stop asking what is right and start asking what will they accept. You stop being a creator and start becoming a follower. You stop becoming a lion and start behaving like cattle. But Nietzsche warned, insanity in individuals is rare, but in groups, it is the rule. So ask yourself, when did you stop trusting your instincts? When did you start believing that safety is more important than strength? Because the truth is, there is no safety, only the illusion of it. You think you're being responsible by playing it small. But what you're really doing is wasting your potential. You think you're being good by staying quiet. But what you're really doing is betraying your voice. And Nietzsche says this betrayal, it doesn't just hurt your future, it corrupts your soul. Because deep down, you know you were made for more. You feel it, that fire, that rage, that hunger. The world told you to suppress it. But Nietzsche says, no, transcend it, own it, use it, because true strength isn't about domination, it's about self-overcoming, not proving others wrong, but proving to yourself that you can rise above who you were yesterday. This is the secret he wanted you to see. Weakness isn't cured by shame, it's erased by action, by rebellion, by alignment, by becoming the kind of man who doesn't just endure the world, he reshapes it. But Nietzsche wasn't just talking to the masses. He was speaking to you, the individual, the outlier, the one who never quite fit in. Because if you've ever felt like your mind was too intense, your desires too disruptive, your questions too uncomfortable, good, that means you're still awake. Most people, they've been numbed into compliance. They scroll, they gossip, they consume, but you're still searching. And Nietzsche believed that those who suffer most from the world are often the ones most destined to change it, but not by preaching, not by protesting, by becoming so complete, so whole, so free, that your very existence is a rebellion. You see, the world doesn't want your strength. It wants your submission. It wants you to be polite, predictable, safe. But Nietzsche says, the goal is not to be good. The goal is to be great, to be dangerous, and choose discipline, to possess power, but use it with wisdom. That's the paradox of the strong. They don't need permission. They don't ask for validation. They give themselves the authority to exist fully. That's what you were born for, and you know it. You can feel the tension between the life you're living and the life you're meant to live. You've tried to silence it. You've called it ego, impulse, madness, but it's not. It's the call to transcend, to break, to build, to rise, and no one can answer it for you. Not your parents, not your partner, not even your mentors, only you. And the longer you wait, the more your potential rots inside you, because your gifts, they have an expiration date, not because they disappear, but because the world eventually drowns them in noise. So the question isn't, are you capable? The question is, will you rise before it's too late? Because if you do, if you accept the suffering, if you walk into the fire, if you strip away every excuse and ego and doubt, you'll find it, your strength, your clarity, yourself, the man you were always meant to be, waiting beneath the weakness, ready to rise. Now, if this resonated, take a moment to subscribe. Drop a comment below, not for the algorithm, but to mark this chapter in your journey. If you made it this far, you're not just watching, you're remembering, returning, reclaiming your inner ground. So trust that the video YouTube shows you next, the one appearing now, is not random. It's the next doorway, the next layer, and it will meet you exactly where you are. We'll see you in the next depth. Depthoria continues.